Hi, this is Katie with Next Shift, and this is going to be a slower video, but I wanted to just quickly give an example because I've been recommending a lot, reviewing clips as a goaltender, but wanted to give just an example of what that actually looks like in practice and, some things to look out for, kind of the mentality to have when you go through it. So I'm just going to quickly go through just a set of clips from a quick series of pugs that I had and kind of go through, the highlights, lowlights, and just kind of dissect what was going on so that I'm more aware of how I've been playing goalie, what's working, what's not working, and what I can work on. It's way more helpful, and you learn a lot more reviewing after the fact than you do just trying to glean stuff from in the game because you're thinking about the game that you're in. You want to be thinking about improving in the future, so taking a step back after like a session or just looking through various old clips, it really does help to take the time and do the boring work of looking through your clips, learning from them, so you can build yourself up and play better in the future. So looking at this first clip, I think this one's just a regular save. So the puck gets sent out, I see it coming through, it goes through this gap between Bagel and Doug. All picks it up, and he has a little bit of momentum to the left there. Doug is also pushing to the side there, so my instinct is dash. I do dash, I see that he's kind of getting ready for this shot here, reading that play. Shot goes through, and I get in the way of it. So kind of just regular save, but it's nice to kind of watch and see when things go right. What does go right, where he catches it, goes over, I have the dash reaction shot. I have my stick over there because I've gotten burned a lot by it going like in kind of like the pocket here off to the side, so it's just I've been trying to get better about swinging my stick through, so I'm happy to see that there. And yeah, just a regular save, goes out, I dash to the center just in case, but ends up not being a big deal, my teammate picks it up. This next one is a clear. So I go in the corner. I see that my teammate is here that could also pick it up, but all of our guys are here. I just figure I can keep the play developing. My teammate reads that. He goes kind of back there for an around if it's needed. And I take the space. I was really proud of this pass at first. I was like, oh, I got through, kept the play going. But looking back at it, there's some little things that I should have watched out for where Styles right there, you can see how close his stick gets to it, where it's a little bit risky. I was able to find that gap, but just as easily could have gone to him if I miss a little bit, and then he just has this net for free. So kind of like a riskier play than I would like to do. I see the teammate there. I could have maybe lifted a little bit higher, but realistically, my teammate can pick this up, or I can go, just do something a little bit less risky. It pans out here. Doesn't get it, but I think I kind of just sent it a little bit too close to this left side of the gap. Like he's a little bit, I can get this lane here, but it goes just a little bit closer. So that's something I didn't catch in the moment, but kind of going back through and reviewing it, I know to keep just a better eye on those gaps and where that skater can get that stick in the way. So I think this one is the first goal against I had. So that pass goes over to Style, and he goes for the shot. I've just dashed over, and then I end up having to dash back. He taps it. He finds a good shot there, places it well where he's caught onto the fact that I've just dashed over here. I don't have a lot of momentum to get back over there. And as soon as I get here and I can cover this, he's already going for that shot to the other side, which is a bummer. I really favor the stick high over here because I think at the moment I'm expecting like a high shot out of that corner. So my stick isn't able to get over there either. If my stick was a little bit more like further on the ice, I can maybe get it over and across when I dash, but I have to, I'm forced to have to get like a body save there, and it just tucks past me. Going back and watching it from the skater POV, which I like to do, he gets a pass, he sees me dash over, and again, just goes right past there. My stick is covering this angle, which would be nice if he did that, but I read it this way, he shot it that way, and then right here you see that it just gets through that gap there, which is the real trouble spot for any goalie, just because of the pads is below the waist and I not get there in time. Flip is a save. with a passing option open. So I get it and then I tap it out to the side. So the main things that I'm kind of looking for here, I see Leafs come up here, sliding in, ready for a passing option. The main reason I'm kind of holding off in any more movement to the left here, where I know there's kind of some open space here, but any like adjustment to the left is not useful because he could just as easily pass it over here. So pretty happy with the position I'm on. I don't feel like I've left too wide of a gap open. And I think there I start to feel like, there's probably a shot coming, and then this isn't so far to the side that, if he passes, I can still whip my stick through, which is a big saving grace for if that pass does come across. So my stick isn't too overcommitted. And then I see the puck start coming. I keep my stick over there, and I don't try to bat it because one, the backhand bats I'm not the most comfortable with, so I don't try not to rely on them. But if I do bat it, it can go over there. I'm just trying to get anything in the way of it. So I dash, I get my body in the way. I do pull the stick in just in case it kind of goes into that pocket there, bounces out, and then I see that it's on me to get this rebound, which is always the first instinct is the puck bounces out. The first instinct you should always have, and that I guess what I try to always have the instinct be is to just get the puck out of the way. Leafs is right there, so just tap it into the corner. Corner is usually a safe option, or even if the puck gets turned over, it's not an immediate threat. So that's kind of the usual flow of a save that I try to go for is just nice save, tap it away, and the play is done. So happy with that. This one is a clear I wasn't super happy with, where I felt like I could have read it better. And the main glaring issue, other than kind of going for this around that is just I'm sending it to somebody that's already being guarded, is this was just a little bit of greed, I think. So the play goes on, the puck gets tapped back. I just see the puck going there, and I don't know, I think I just went full focus on just getting the puck. There's two teammates there, the other guy's already peeling off. I don't need to go for this. And does account for the play and peels off, respect to him, but that goes straight to Sammy with somebody guarding him. So if I go back, if I do commit to this puck, which I really shouldn't have, thinking what I can do there. And it's not much. It's not a great situation I put myself in. I could maybe hold on to it for longer, but I'm getting closed in on. So this is just a, exposing myself for being pretty greedy in this moment. Nothing really comes of it. Didn't lead to a goal or anything, but again, even if it doesn't lead to a goal against, it's still stuff like this you want to go back and kind of go over to see, try and figure out what the hell you're thinking, and just have that in mind for the future. This one's more of a funny one, but it was just a weird play with the puck to this going over the net. I was able to stand up and get in the way of it, but I just read the play wrong. It's a pretty open chance after it kind of shoots back out, and what I'm thinking about here is that it's tough that he got a shot off, but you see me just dashing the wrong way. Where it did, I think, just in the heat of the moment, kind of panicking, I have to make a decision, but I dash after it's essentially already in, so not a great position. But the main thing that I was happy with this play that I want to go back and see is with the visual indicator, it does the thing kind of in Rocket League where it changes size during its elevation, or change when it changes elevation, it changes size. So I see that this is shrinking, and I see the indicator right there. That's kind of my signifier, I've already moved over. I see it starting to sink. So then I just stand up into it, and it does remove that initial threat, but it's just such a weird situation, and then there's just a chance and it gets scored. I'm not really faulting myself for this goal at all, but it's always good to just look back any goal that goes in and see what could be handled differently, but also just that little awareness note about the puck on top of the net. This one is less of a save and more of just like an awareness moment that I was happy with and I wanted to look back on is the puck gets sent out here. I'm the closest to it. I know that I'll get to it before the attacker, but it's one of those things where if you're not keeping track of the play, it's easy to like miss that or like let it become a chance. So it's, you know, like a preventative save, like a preemptive save or something. So you just see that the puck comes out. I already know that Sam is going up. He has no momentum to come back and get this. I take note of, you know, there's a guy over to the left here. I have my teammate here. I just push up on this. I know that he won't get there in time. But I know that I don't have time to like hold the puck, so I just need to one time it. So I send it over to the left side and get it to my teammate safely. And there's a lot of stuff like that where it's, you know, it's not like a, you know, clippable moment, but you feel like you do something solid and you can kind of review it and see what led to it all working together. So again, just I catch it, I'm there in time, I already know where my teammate is, and I get it to him. So thumbs up on that one. Right, this one's just another save. It starts off with a weird play there. I kind of do get beat there, but he doesn't have the puck. Sends it across. I see that Dolph has it. Looking at how he's handling it, doesn't both of his teammates are pushing in, so it's not like he has a nice like backdoor pass because both of his guys are pushing there. So I know that he's most likely going to shoot it unless there's like a weird tip that he's going for. So knowing that, I just, you know, full crouch. I don't have to dash anywhere. I'm already kind of in the center. I know they just rip it. People are closing in. He doesn't have options. It goes there. I do a little dash there, and I wasn't sure how I felt about it. Where like I didn't need to move at all. Dash after it's there, and it ends up, I think, helping it bounce off to the side, which is nice. But I think that was kind of just like I felt bad about it because I think it just kind of came across as me being a bit antsy there and just pressing a random dash button. But then a little note at the end that I was happy with is, you know, I was saying earlier that I like to just bat the puck out as soon, like if I can reach a rebound. But here I get it, and then I see that my teammates have this. Sometimes I'll have like I've been trying to reduce the habit of just whipping this puck away. Because I see that my teammate has it there, so you see me go over there. I cover the near post, but I let him pick it up and then keep the play going because it's better for just the overall movement of the team rather than me just kind of knocking the puck out somewhere. This is another one of those awareness things like last time where I pushed out. Same side of the ice too. We see that the puck gets sent out there, and I see looking at the puck, he's got not a lot of momentum, but if you look at the minimap, you know that Sammy's headed that way. So, guys, going for this puck. I don't know yet what Mitch is doing, but I know that I kind of just have to apply pressure here because I know that I have defenders that are gonna pressure the shot out, so we won't just have time to do whatever. But I know that if he gets the puck before Mitch does, and I'm still here, it's a way better chance for him. So I push out a little bit. I don't think I'm going to beat him with speed anyways. So I kind of just crouch and try and get in the way and force an uncomfortable position. And Mitch does do a good job of turning back here and gets in the way first. So I, you know, it's not like a save again, but it's a nice little play that I wanted to look at and see if I still felt good about it, kind of after the fact, is I think what really signifies like a quote unquote good play. It's nice to kind of just go back to these smaller moments because they do end up becoming very important where nothing really crazy happened here, but it could have been a lot worse. Out of the set, this is probably the goal I was most frustrated about. So you'll see here that this near side gap is left open. Able to tuck it in there. Where in the moment, like right when it happened, before the replay played, I was like, oh, like I guess he got it through like a small window there, but and watching the replay back, I was like, oh god, like I actually left a really big gap. And you know, it's hard to just after experiencing that in the game, kind of yeah, you have to shake it off, but it's kind of hard to dissect kind of what went wrong. So again, this is when clip review is really helpful. So I'll watch it again and then kind of go through the main issue that I saw is, so I see him going through there. I see him, that exact moment he just gets the puck to the side. I know he's going to continue this way, but instead of like a dash, I do a snaking motion. So you see how I turn to the left and then kind of walk back. No dash involved, but and like again another. Sorry about the tearing, but like another turn there instead of just like dashing to the side. And that turn, I don't realize in the moment, but opens up just a huge gap here. Where watching it back, I'm like, oh god, yeah. There's just whole like there's my crease corner. I'm facing directly out like this. This is just an open shot here. So I, dash, get the stick down, but it's not in time, and I get owned. And it's frustrating. It was a tied game too, so those really kind of, they feel like important goals. And again, in this replay, it just looks a lot more damning. Where that's what I meant. Where you see like I'm lined up with the crease corner, running out, and I'm like still in the crease there, which just means this huge area. He just slides it through. I, almost get my stick there, maybe, but my reaction time isn't fast enough to get there, and yeah, I just get punished for bad positioning. And you can get frustrated about it or not, but you don't really like learn from it until you kind of dissect earlier on in like the positioning, what went wrong, instead of just like, oh, I didn't dash and get there in time. It's like, well, what led to that case? I do the snaking motion here, and then I turn instead of just getting like a dash off to the side or something like that, and I create that gap. Right, and this is the last one. It's just a save and a clear off the rebound. But just again, good to go through all the clips, ones that aren't very exciting. And here, the main notable thing is I get a little bit lucky with like my stick is positioned here because I know that if it bounces out to this side, Use is gonna have just a shot off the rebound. So again, like your first priority is always making the save, but a very close second is like, preventing any other threat. The puck comes in, it's hitting my left pad, so I know it's going to go out somewhere in the direction. I have my stick here, so I can kind of interfere with that side. But it bounces out to the heel of my stick, which gives me just enough time. His stick is there, he's going for it. It gives me just enough time to do a quick tap back there into the corner. The tapping back into the corner is kind of like, there are times when it's much more dangerous, but typically it's like if all else fails, just tap in the back of the corner. I have these teammates wide open here, but I get a little bit scared about if I have enough time. By this time, like now I'm about to react. His stick is right there. I don't think I have time to get lift around and then clear it to my teammates there. But I do know that if I just quickly hit it into the corner there, it'll buy my team some more time to position better defensively. We're kind of all in this line right here. But I buy them more time, I get into the corner, and then you see how they spread out and instantly adapt to it. They're just a safe play, and it gives your team more time to develop the defensive play instead of creating an awkward situation or trying to force something that is less likely to work. So that sums it up. Again, not the most thrilling thing, but I figure I've been discussing a lot about how people should review their clips, and I don't think I do a perfect job here, but just wanted to, just playing the game isn't the main ingredient to improving. There's just so much you miss and won't learn if you only focus on what's happening in the game at the moment, because your focus should be on playing the game well and winning and, getting into the flow of that. You don't want to be thinking about the last play that just happened. So this kind of clip review thing is just so essential in my mind for being able to break things down without the pressure of having to keep a game going. So just a huge asset, and just as a glimpse, other people might kind of review a little bit differently, but this is what I do and I've found some success with. So hopefully this helps you out.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.